What's up everybody, how we doing? Happy Tuesday. I normally do a video on Mondays, but yesterday was just busy, had a lot going on. I don't think I've told you guys, but in the last 2 weeks, my dryer went out, my refrigerator went out, my garbage disposal went out, my dishwasher had some issues, the fan went out in my bathroom, and my toaster caught on fire. So it's just been one of those months. It's super crazy. It's obviously rough in the crypto markets, but when it rains, it pours. Life has a way of kicking you while you're down, but not too worried about it. Got the bathroom fan fixed, replaced the garbage disposal, got the dishwasher fixed, replaced my toaster that caught on fire. Went through a huge hassle to buy a new fridge. So my new fridge is going to be delivered in the next few days, and I got someone coming out to look at the dryer. So once all that gets wrapped up, a few $1,000s later, and everything will be right in the world again. So it is what it is. It's only money. Let's get to the topic at hand, which is drip network and animal farm. So just quick update. Obviously, crypto market's getting just absolutely demolished right now, and drip is really no different. If you guys see my last videos, you saw FTX went under. Other exchanges are looking like they're going to go under. There's a bunch of FUD going on around about crypto.com. Hard to tell if that's true or not, or if people are just trying to tank it. So we'll see what happens there. I do know if you guys have tried to purchase BNB from crypto.com, it doesn't allow those transactions to happen, it looks like, at least for me right now, and I've heard it from others. So you can't purchase and you can't sell. So what I had to do to be able to get some additional money off of the exchange is just do all my transaction in USDC and then transfer it over to MetaMask, and then I can swap it from there. And actually, JC Crypto was giving me a tip. He's basically saying that they charge you a lot extra in transaction fees if you don't do it that way. So the ideal way is to buy a stable, transfer it over, and then swap over to BNB or whatever you need in MetaMask. So from now on, I'm gonna do that. That way I don't get hit so bad with the fees. And anyway, I just figured I'd let you guys know that. So drip right now is sitting right at $2 on the dot, which is kind of creepy to see, but it is what it is. We knew it was going to get this bad, and frankly, it's probably going to get worse. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get kind of close to $1, to be honest. We still have a ways to go. We're in the middle of a brutal crypto winter. A lot of stuff's going to shake out from this FTX stuff. There was really a lot going on. It's also very clear to me that it looked like FTX was helping the US government launder money through Ukraine, turning around, making a bunch of campaign donations. I mean, this is pretty severe stuff. And there's a lot of it that's not even in a gray area at all. It's just black and white. SBF, the CEO of FTX, was very clearly misappropriating funds that he was bringing into the system under false pretenses and then using it for something else. So pretty clear case of fraud. And based on where all those campaign donations were going to and all those political donations, it's pretty clear that people were protecting him. So we'll see how this all shakes out. So drip's down to $2. Got a lot of people texting me, hey, is drip gonna go to zero? I've already said that I don't think so. I've made a full video on why I don't think so. Let me find that one for you. That was this video here, the answer to your question. So watch that one and check it out. The other one I want you to see is I made some references in here to Forex's personality and what usually happens with people of those personality types. And then my friend Drip Coach went in and deep dove into that. Different personality types, also why he thought drip would never fail. Same concept that I covered very briefly. He got surgical with it and broke it down. So please go watch his video. This video is a perfect outline of why I think drip will never go to zero, at least not in the foreseeable future. So go check that out. Let's get back to drip. I've got 10,727 in deposits. I'm just compounding away. Max payouts at 39,000. So I'm more than a third of the way there. This wallet should max out sometime mid to late February. Now for the last several months, I said I'm just gonna ride this thing until max payout. So that's what I'm gonna do. So ultimately, I'm just trying not to look at the price at all. Obviously, I'm doing it here so I can show you guys that it's right at $2. But for me personally, as much as it pains me to see those lower dollar amounts in USDT, I'm just gonna let it go for now. I'm not gonna cash out anything until February. So if I want to complain and feel bad about anything, I'm gonna do it mid-February when my wallet maxes out. When I go in and I claim and I don't get as much as I wanted to, I'll have a couple minutes where I'm frustrated. But outside of that, I'm just gonna stay positive about it. We're in a massive crypto winter. Everything's getting crushed across the board. There's problems with all sorts of exchanges, everything. I do not think drip will go to zero. I truly think Forex will do everything in his power to make sure that doesn't happen. I also think the community is really strong. So just hypothetically, Let's pretend Forex doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything to help it. Scratchy doesn't come out. Layer 2 doesn't come out. Forex just basically walks away. He's still there in the chat, so nobody thinks he walks away. But in the back of his mind, he plans to do absolutely nothing with drip. This is purely hypothetical. Drip won't go to zero because the community is too strong. There's too many people that are thinking, okay, this thing's gonna come back. So no matter what, to me, drip will have some value because people think it has value. Now, that hypothetical situation will not happen. Forex will launch the Scratchy raise in the baby DAO. He will launch Scratchy. He will launch the other games. He will launch Layer 2. Now, will he launch them on time? I don't know, probably not, but I think they eventually will come out. So for me, the biggest downside for me is that my wallet actually does max out soon. So I've got to pull some profits then. By the time my wallet maxes out, I think I'll have been in drip for about 15 months. I've just consistently compounded and DCA'd. I've never really taken any profits, claimed a couple times to collect some gas fees, and claimed one time early on, I think I claimed like 30 bucks just to show people that I could actually move it out of drip into my MetaMask and then back to my crypto.com account. So that was just a proof of concept, but I really haven't taken any profits at all. So what do I plan to do when I max out? This thing, like I said, will max out late February. I will take some profits so I can ROI. The rest of it will probably get airdropped to a new wallet, and a lot of it's gonna go over into the animal farm. In between that time, I'm actually gonna DCA into my next wallet. I was thinking about doing it into this one, which would get me to max payout just a little bit faster, but it would probably only shave off a couple days, a few days max. And I actually think it's more beneficial to max out a little bit later because then we'll have Scratchy and all these other things that will have come out by then. So I'm gonna DCA into my Littlest account, build that up and see where it goes. And I don't know how much I'll start with. It's probably gonna be $500 to $1,000. And of course, with the prices that where they're at now, that would give me a pretty good chunk of drip. So I would likely do that. The rest of the money that I've got, I'm saving to throw into the animal farm. Animal farm is going well. Right now, let's let it update. 131 million. I mean, looking really solid. Pigs are back up to 110. Dogs are just very consistent at 54. Now, I do think dogs eventually will take a little bit of dump. And I think it's just people that wanted to exit the system, but they're like, whoa, I'm not paying a 90% tax. There's gonna be little tiers over the next, 30, 60, 90 days, where as people have reduced their tax, they're like, yeah, I'm fine with this. Let me get my money back. And that's okay. Every one of those dips are gonna be buying opportunities for me. I did DCA in here a little bit. What did I DCA into? Pigs are still sitting about the same. Gosh, this is good though. I mean, I'm making $9 a day off 33 pigs. And so while that's not amazing, I plan to 10x this here pretty soon. Then it'll be up to $90 a day. Plus, if there's some additional transactions going on, that payout will get even better. So the payout's actually pretty decent for just sitting here, and me never having to sell the asset. So feeling good about that. Piggy bank is still just trucking along. TVL's gotten a little more stable as far as the contract balance in the piggy bank. It just so happens that my biggest stake in the piggy bank I just cycled this a little bit ago. My biggest stake is going to end in 93 days, which is about when my wallet maxes out. And this right now, even with everything as low as it is, has been producing me about $25 a day. So what I will likely do is dump that into the pig pen. I'll split the LPs. I'll use the BUSD to buy additional pigs. I'm just going to load up the pig pen. I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible on myself. I don't have a lot of time to be messing around in here. So I'm going to make the investment choices that are the cleanest for me and the lowest maintenance. And that, of course, is putting pigs in the pig pen, and then also the dog pound. So dog pound right now, I've DCA'd a little bit in here. Total dogs 15.74. I'm gonna buy another 15, 16 dogs later this month, and I'm gonna put them over in the linear pool because I wanna earn some BNB. But this seems to be going really well. As you can see, I'm starting to reduce my taxes on my dogs, but I don't ever plan to sell them. I guess there may be a time where I've reduced my taxes all the way. And if dogs are at a crazy price, I may capitalize on that, move it over to pigs or something, we'll see. But for the foreseeable future, I have no plan to sell dogs. The dogs that I have in here, or the dogs that I'm going to put later this month in the linear pool, because I really just want to be able to produce some BNB so I never have to pay gas fees again. But as you know, the auto compounder creates these LPs down here, and this LPs is what creates pigs. And then every time you add a new stake, it actually pulls this from you, puts this amount of pigs over into your wallet, so then you can deposit it, or you could manually claim if you want. But just be aware of that. I had a lot more in here the other day, but when I DCA'd, it put them over into my wallet. Moving to the farms for me, I'm just keeping it simple. I'm just slowly stacking a little more drip BUSD in here. I think people have been pulling out of this, and so the APR is actually getting a little bit better. So, I mean, 183%, I'm good. What it also does is it locks up liquidity for drip, and I'm fine with that. It helps the drip price. So if everyone just dumps this to go into something else, the drip price will actually drop more. So this is my way of also supporting the ecosystem a little bit. Just from here and there, I'm just gonna build this thing up. I'm gonna use my garden to produce these LPs, and then I'm gonna stuff them in here. Then I'll take the dogs I earn and I'll stuff them over into one of the other pools. So that's it there. The pools, I do have some cake in here that's producing some good dogs, so that's not too bad. I plan to DCA into a bunch of these positions, like I said, later this month. I've got some invoices come in, so once my clients finally pay me, then I'll have some additional money to throw in here, and I'm kind of excited about it. Kind of glad some of the prices are pretty low because I'm going to be able to pick up really cheap drip. Cheap pigs, in my opinion. Dogs are still pretty cheap. So I think overall it's looking good. We just got to find a way to hang on during this part of the bear market. I think we're really, really close to max pain. We might see a few more super blood red days in the crypto markets. Bitcoin could dip down, hit 11 or 12K, and we could see a lot of other stuff follow suit. The one good thing is BNB and Binance are looking like the strongest horse in the race right now. They've got the smallest drawdowns. As you can see with the whole FTX situation, they're definitely moving from a position of power. So I feel really good about everything on the Binance Smart Chain. I will say this before I forget. If you guys have money right now that's sitting on centralized exchanges, you got a bunch of money that's sitting over on Coinbase, on crypto.com, maybe even Binance, I would move those into a wallet that you actually have control over, right? Let's say your MetaMask wallet, hook up a ledger, and just make sure you're safe and secure. Because when these exchanges have ownership or custody of your tokens, they can really do whatever with it. When they get under, when they go under, they can take your funds. They file bankruptcy, your balance could be basically completely wiped out. So just be aware of that. I highly recommend everyone moves their assets off centralized exchanges. So before I let you go, let's see what old Forex was up to in the Forex calls chat. Okay, his most recent announcement was just over the weekend, might have been yesterday. He said, we just had an extremely productive meeting with a major financial PR firm and agreed to retain them starting next month. So of course that'll be good, some additional PR. I will say the best PR, the best marketing is a chart that goes up and to the right. So I'm hoping he balances these PR moves with some moves that actually help boost up the drip price. Although I think most of this PR will be related to Animal Farm. They are offering a lot, but one of the services that will be provided, at least 2 placements on a major media outlet each month, such as CNBC, Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, Fortune, etc. The other 2 can be generated by ourselves, which allows us to do 1 major out-facing media promotion every week and 1 community-based communication a week with the weekly AMAs on Thursday. So nice that we'll start getting some weekly AMAs on a regular cadence, just so everyone's aware of when it's going to happen and they can attend. I kind of don't like the fact that we always announce that we're maybe going to do an AMA, and sometimes we announce it same day. You know, it'd be nice to have 4 or 5 days notice. Our products are the best in the space, and all we need to do right now, or all we need right now, is more exposure to allow for this to be known. Everything is being put in place right now to allow this to happen on a scale that no other DeFi and project has delivered to date. So that's good. We've set the stage of what we want to do. Now we actually just need to execute. He also says we will be publishing an additional update to the dog pound in the next 48 hours. The auto compounding dog pound is a complex and innovative instrument which we have been studying since launch, and we have already made 1 optimization that improved the Animal Farm pigs yield allocation up to 1000x without increasing AFP emissions or inflation in any way. We saw that last week. Just by optimizing the way the earned AFP is allocated to the investor, so they're sitting on the contract for less time, instead are immediately allocated to the stakers. We have 1 more slight optimization that we can make, which will make a significant difference. Increasing the BNB, which is allocated to the auto pool, by about 20%, which is awesome. And increasing AFP, which is being earned by auto dog pound stakes, by roughly 2.4x. Also good news, the auto compounding dog pool is adding substantial value to the platform and the performance of our native assets, and we will continue to sustainably increase incentives to use it wherever possible without ever increasing the Animal Farm pigs or Animal Farm dogs emissions. More info will be made publicly on this shortly for the user. You do not need to change anything for the effects to take place, other than refreshing after the fact when prompted. We are just getting started and the future is bright. So we're making tweaks and updates. I think you saw last week that they are hiring on a marketing advisor. I do know who the guy is. I do know that the guy is a stud. And I do know that if they give him free reign to do what he needs to do, then it will be a game changer for the ecosystem. So I'm hoping all that stuff takes place. Short term, right now, everything's ugly. Don't look at the prices, just stick to your plan. My plan was always to continue to compound and DCA until max payout, then reallocate funds into things like the farm where you don't have to sell the native assets to get paid, which of course is the pig pen and then also the dog pound. So that's what I'm doing. Toward the end of the month when those invoices come in and I've got a couple thousand there that I'm gonna allocate, I'll try to get that on camera so you can see what I'm buying and everything. But I am still very excited for the future. I do not think any of this stuff is gonna go under. I do think it's gonna look pretty nasty for a little while. I do wish my balance had a really high dollar amount in there, but we can't control the price. One thing I can control a part of is the sentiment. That being said, nothing cheers anyone up more than airdrops. So if you've made it this far in the video, congratulations. Please post your favorite part of the video, your favorite thing you're looking forward to in the future, and add your wallet address and I'll airdrop somebody here at the end of the week. As always, thank you guys. Happy investing.